Bayer has donated 1 million doses of the chloroquine.
Tonight, news about potentially promising, though so far scientifically unproven drugs to combat coronavirus. On Sunday, the FDA giving emergency authorization to add 2 anti-malarial medications to the national stockpile, chloroquine and hydroxychloroquine, to be distributed to hospitals. According to the FDA, anecdotal reports suggest that these drugs may offer some benefit. Already, hospitals and doctors have been prescribing the medication, with clinical trials underway in New York and Minnesota. James Conisaro, who is still in the hospital, started treatments last week.
Thursday morning, I was at my low point. That's when I thought I was going to die.
That day, doctors gave him hydroxychloroquine.
I woke up at midnight, just about midnight on Thursday night, feeling something was different. I felt like, all right, the body aches aren't so much. I'm not coughing as much.
So far, there is no clinical proof that the antimalarials work, but the FDA says it is worth the risk to use them for patients in serious condition. Also in the pipeline, but still not scientifically proven, is transfusing plasma from coronavirus survivors into infected patients. Houston's Methodist Hospital is studying it as a treatment.
The idea is that plasma may have parts of the immune system, like antibodies against the COVID-19 virus, that could potentially help patients.
But the most long-term hope is being placed in the development of a vaccine. Today, Johnson & Johnson says it has a promising possibility.
This is like a moonshot for us at Johnson & Johnson. What would usually take 5 to 7 years, we expect to be able to accomplish in 5 to 7 months.
The couple ended up in this hospital after they each took a teaspoon of an old aquarium product they had. It contained chloroquine, which the couple heard the U.S. president talking up to potentially treat COVID-19.
At my direction, the federal government is working to help obtain large quantities of chloroquine.
The woman, who doesn't want to be named, says the toxic effects hit them hard. Her husband died.
Yeah, within 20 minutes, dizzy, hot. I started vomiting. My husband started developing respiratory problems and wanted to hold my hand.
Chloroquine was used for malaria during the Second World War. A less toxic derivative is hydroxychloroquine, which is prescribed today to also treat rheumatoid arthritis and lupus. It's now in clinical trials to treat or prevent COVID-19. But this toxicologist warns little is known about using it for the coronavirus, and in high doses it can cause heart problems and even psychosis.
I can't emphasize strongly enough, this is a dangerous drug in the wrong hands, and the right thing to do is to wait and see what the science says.
Some of that science is underway in Toronto in a clinical trial. Researchers will see if hydroxychloroquine protects healthcare workers from getting sick as they see more cases of COVID-19. Lab tests suggest it could stop infected cells from replicating, but that needs to be tested in people before it can be prescribed widely. That's according to the specialist leading the trial.
Because it's a repurposed drug, we have a lot of evidence on its safety in pregnancy, breastfeeding, and a variety of conditions. So again, it gives us some confidence to test it in these high-risk frontline workers.